What's up, guys? Brian Grant from ContestChampion.com, and today I want to talk about the Mastery Wisdom. Now, I never see it talked about, which must mean it's bad, right? Well, I don't think so, and I'd like to prove why. Now, some of you might not care because you're already max level or high enough level that it might not matter to you, but when a friend starts playing and asks for advice, you want to be able to help them as much as possible, right? And what if your dear old grandma decides she wants to see what these newfangled video game contraptions are all about, and she's like,
"Oh, Samantha dearest, what masteries do I acquire?"
"Grandma, my name is Billy, and I'm a boy. I told you 1,000 times to get dexterity and parry."
"Oh, but Samantha, what about wisdom?"
"Oh, you want some wisdom, Grandma? How about this for wisdom? If you don't pull your weight in the next Alliance War, you're getting kicked from the Alliance." Now, I had to run a few tests because game developers can't put every single rule in their tooltips. Take willpower, for example. There are a few debuffs that don't trigger it, like She-Hulk's passive, but the tooltip doesn't tell you that. When it comes to wisdom, I specifically wanted to know if the bonus experience comes from moving onto blank nodes, or if it was only from defeating enemies and completing quests. I also wanted to know if the enemy difficulty or amount of energy spent to move has any effect on the bonus experience. For example, is it an up to 30 experience kind of thing, where you get the full 30 experience for defeating a 4 or 5-star enemy, but a 1-star only gives a quarter of that? Some games do stuff like this, so it's kind of important to test. Lastly, I wanted to know how the calculations worked when throwing an experience boost into the mix. All of my testing was done using the same map, and I always like to prove my findings, so I have some screenshots here to help fill out this chart. Let's get to it. This is without wisdom on a blank node, and with wisdom on the same blank node. Perfect. Seems like wisdom does work on blank nodes, and it doesn't matter that I only spent 1 energy to move over this node. Without wisdom, using a 40% experience boost on a blank node, and with wisdom, using a 40% experience boost on the same blank node. Now, 40% of 30 comes out to an extra 12 experience, and comparing all of these numbers, we can tell that the experience boost does not work on wisdom, at least when it comes to blank nodes. But the experience boost does work on the normal experience of the node, so that's good. Let's test some enemy kills. This is without wisdom, enemy kill, and with wisdom, enemy kill. Perfect, seems to work as advertised. This is without wisdom, using the experience boost for the enemy kill, and with wisdom, using the same experience boost. Okay, now this last result isn't conclusive because I kind of messed up. I made the mistake of testing this in the Sunday free-for-all event because I needed some tier 1 catalysts, and that was pretty stupid because all the event quests have different enemy spawns, and that kind of skews the data. In the future, I'll definitely think more about this beforehand and make sure the tests are as accurate as possible. But this only really affects the last 2 numbers I filled out on the chart. Everything else is still valid. And with all that said, it's time to make good on my claims of wisdom being worth it. Let's take a look at what these numbers really mean. Anytime you move on any node, whether it contains an enemy or not, you will get 30 extra experience. 30 experience is a deceptively small number, but we can estimate its true value by looking at our profiles. If we look at my profile, I have nearly 14,000 quest fights won, but this doesn't include all the blank nodes between enemies. The number of blank nodes between enemies varies, but it's usually 1 or 2 blanks before each enemy, so let's just call it 1.5. So take the quest fight 1 number times 2.5 times 30 experience, and we get the true value. For me, this comes out to 1,036,275 experience. I'd call that worth it. This number might be higher too if wisdom works with quests that have XP as a reward, but not only did I forget to test this, it's also not that easy to calculate since not all quests give completion XP. There's one more question about wisdom, and that is, at what level should you get rid of it for more powerful fighting masteries? And my friends, I'm not smart enough to answer that question. Personally, I had it up until level 52, but I kind of wish I could have held on to it for a few more levels. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to see more stuff like this, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Also, I'm finally going to be opening up my 4-star crystals tomorrow that I've been saving for over 6 months. I have not opened a single one yet. As you can see, still working with the 3-star Rocket Raccoon in the profile pic. So if you're not into subscribing, that's cool, but at least come check out that video. And I'll see you then. Oh, and don't be mean to your grandma.
Later.